Hi, welcome to my channel Takniki Gyan Group. Today we'll learn how to stop EC2 machine automatically by Lambda function and CloudWatch. So let's move. So a user, first of all, a user will create a EC2 machine and manually will create a EC2 machine, and then we will create a Lambda function. In the Lambda function, we will write a code in Python code, because in Lambda we can create different code, right? For today, to stop the EC2 machine, we will create a Lambda function, and inside the Lambda function we will write a Python code, right? Using Boto3. See, the Boto3 is a framework that is being used to manage our infrastructure in cloud, right? We can start, create a lot of things we can do in cloud. So this framework we will use today to stop our EC2 machine in AWS, right? So once we create, then we will when we will create this Lambda function, it will create a default IAM role, right? That role is not sufficient to stop EC2 machine, or run by the CloudWatch, right? So what we will do is we will assign some permissions, right, or policies to this IAM role. What permissions? Today we will assign EC2 full permission and the Lambda full permission. It is not required that we need to get the full permission. It is up as per your requirement. You can give the permission, attach these permission to the IAM role, right? So you can give only the stop or start permissions, or some Lambda execution permissions, right? So for this video, will give the EC2 full permission and Lambda full permission. So once we give the permission, then the Lambda can run, right? So for today today video, first of all we'll stop the machine. We create the EC2 machine, then we will stop this EC2 machine through Lambda manually. Then we'll again start through Lambda again through manually. Then once we it is tested, then we'll go to the CloudWatch and we'll create a CloudWatch rule, right, to schedule a job that will run, that will call this Lambda function. This will call the Lambda function, and then start this job, so that the Lambda function will start and stop this EC2 machine. So the inside this rule, what we need to do is, first of all, we need to schedule a scheduler, where we need to mention the date, time, or whatever, right? Every If you want every day execute this function, this Lambda function, whatever Lambda function is there, right? So today we are stopping, then only the stop function will be called through this rule, right? So we have to mention which Lambda function, which service inside this rule, which service we have to run. So we'll select the Lambda service, and inside the Lambda service, what Lambda service, we will create some Lambda function. That Lambda function need to mention in the this rule also. Inside the rule, once it is Lambda is selected, then we have to schedule, right, when this Lambda should be execute or run, right? Based on this schedule, it will pick up the code and run on the same time, and then the EC2 will be stopped. So this is time for the demo. Let's go to the demo. Now we move to AWS console. Let's create one EC2 machine. Go to EC2, searching EC2. Quickly create one EC2. Created one EC2 machine called web server. It is creating. In the meantime, we can go to the Lambda and create a Lambda function. Search for Lambda. Now I have no function, so let's create one Lambda function, I want to create from scratch, author from scratch. So we want to create from scratch. Give EC2 automation. I'm just giving any name, you can give any other name also, because we are just creating a Python code. So select Python 3.12, and by default architecture is x86-64. Permission I'm not giving, because by default we'll create one role, name EC2 automation dash something something. So we have to give the other permission like EC2 and Lambda function, we have to give the permission we have to give. So I'll show you how we can give the other roles into, attach some policies to this role. So let's create this function. The function is already created, doing nothing. Let's go to the code. So you can see lambda function.py. This is our code. So I don't want this one. I just want to remove this one. This is returning this code and all. I don't want this one. Let me copy some code. So let's copy some code and paste here. So here, mm, this is the start function. uh, in the start function def start instance, this is the function name. I'm just creating a Boto client, Boto3 dot client EC2, and reason is app south 1. So if you can see, this is a reason is app south 1, right? Mumbai region. So we have to mention app south 1 instance ID. So let's go to the EC2 and click here. This is the instance ID. Copy this instance ID and paste it here. Also paste it here. So let's understand. This is the function, start function. It will, get the EC2 instance Boto3 dot client using this, and region is south, AP south 1, that is Mumbai region, right? And the instance ID is, if you have multiple instance ID, you can give the comma, right? So multiple instance will take. And EC2 dot EC2 dot start instance, and instance ID equals to instance ID. You can give multiple comma comma. You can give multiple instance ID over here, right? And if and then you can print. Print is not required, but still. And same in the stop instance function, we are getting EC2 using the Boto client 3, and this EC2 we are also getting the instance ID EC2 dot stop instance. This is the EC2 object dot stop instance, and instance ID we are providing, and this is the function, we are printing the instance ID. So let's stop first. I'm just copying. This is the entry point of the function. It should always be there. We can't change this one. Lambda handler. Inside this, we have to call our function, or we can make our code inside this one, right? So this function will stop our um, machine. So let's, okay. So before that, import Boto 3. So we need this Boto 3, right? So before that, we need to configure a test event. Let's say EC E EC2 manage EC2. Okay, this is private. This is hello world. No change. Just event name I changed and saved it. No change, right? So before test, let's deploy it. Deploy it will take some time, some maybe 10 second or 15 second to test. So let's, if I click, what happen? It's saying timeout, right? Task timeout means it will take some time. Again click. Okay, now it is the giving error. An error occurred, unauthorized operation. So this function do not have access to stop instance, right? So we need to give the access, two access I said. One the EC2 is access to EC2 and Lambda. So let's go and EC2 automation, right? Let's see here EC2 automation of this name, the Lambda function name. So EC2 automation, right? So similar name in the role, in the IAM. I am in the IAM. Search IAM and then go to roles. In the roles, search roles EC2 IAM, EC2 automation, right? This one, EC2 automation slash role, some numbers, something, right? So this is our role that is attached to a this one. I'll show you that one also. So this is the one. If you can go here, how you can find, you can click on configuration. In the permission you can find the role over here, and our code is here, right? Lambda function, this one is code. So let's go to the role, click on role and search EC2 automation race. Now this policy is attached AWS Lambda basic execution. So we want to add, click on add, attach policy, search EC2 and give Amazon EC2 full access. Also Lambda, AWS Lambda full access. I'm giving two access to this one and add permission. So now we have the EC2 full access and AWS Lambda full access. You can also give specific permission to this Lambda. What is needed? Needed is stop and start, right? So that function you can specifically give those permission also. So it's upon you. It's not required that full access is required for this. You can change according to your requirement. Now, now test it again. Now you can see response is null, but it has started, right? Now go and check stopped, stopping, right? Stopping, stopped. Now start it again. So what we'll do, we will start this function, call this function here, and stop, and spot save, control S, or you can go file and save, right? Now because we have made the change, you deploy it again. Now it will take again for few seconds, right? So let's click and see. It will give some error. Yeah, error message means we have to wait for some time. Let's test it again. Again giving some error. Let's wait for some more time. Testing it again. Started. Let's go and check it get started or not. Yeah, running. It runs it again. Now make these changes. Let's say we have to start, right? We don't know this started, we have to stop a particular time, right? So we have to schedule it. So we manually checked how the code is working, right? The code start and stop both is working. Now we have to schedule it. How we can schedule? So we have made the changes. So whenever you made any changes here, you have to deploy it, right? It will be enabled. When you deploy it, it will be disabled, right? When you see it is enabled, you should definitely deploy whenever you made any changes, right? So we have made enough change now. We have tested it is, start and stop both is working manually. Now let's move to the CloudWatch to schedule this one, right? So we want to uh, stop this machine at the evening at 6 o'clock, right? So how we can do? Let's go to the CloudWatch. Now in the CloudWatch, you have to go down to event. In the event section, you have the rules. Click on rules and go down, and then here you can create a rule. Name manage EC2. And let's come. We want to stop EC2 every day. It is default, and we want to schedule. We don't want the pattern or something. Let's click on schedule and continue to create rules, not the event bridge. So click on rule. Here we have to set up the cron, right? How many minutes, hours, day, months, and week. So I want today 16, right? I guess 11, 10, or 15. Let's check actually, and it will be this star. We don't want year, month, or something, right? Every day 11, 15. So every day 11, 15. So 11 hour 15. If you have evening, then you can say 16, 17, 18, 6 o'clock, then 18, right, hours. But it works on invalid cron. Just make it question mark, right? Now you can see every day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, this date 28, 29th, 11:15, right? 11:15 means it is in UT. Let's search UT UTC to IST. World time buddy. Click on this. Let's see. This is UTC. This is IST, right? We are in IST 4:30, 4:45. 4 p.m. 30, so means 4:30 means 11 o'clock, right? And 13 minutes 11:30. So if we schedule 11:15, right, then means 14:45, 4:45. So 11:15. Okay, I am scheduling 11:15 only. So maybe after 2 minutes, 1 minute, it will uh, run. Let's say AWS services. Yes, we have Lambda. Search Lambda function and EC2 automation we have created. Click on this and nothing else. Default configuration. Next, and this is review. You can review this one and click the rule. Now this rule is created. We'll go through later in detail. Now let's run, refresh it. After 1 minute, it should stop this machine. Yeah, you can see it is stopping now. It took 4:46, 1 minutes up, right? So it takes some time, right? Because the scheduler take, pick. after 1 minutes or whatever internally set up. Take some time, maybe 1 or 2 minutes up and down, that's fine. So now it is stopping automatically. Now it's stopped, right? Let's go and check this function, right? Click on this, edit. This is the same name, description and schedule. Next you can change according to your time zone, you can manage, right? As you can see, means if somebody wants 6 o'clock ist, then 6 means 1, right? 12:30, so you need to mention 12:30 am, right? 12:30 means like here 12:30, that means 6 o'clock. So this way, next we says AWS Lambda. So first of all, we need to select what services you want to run here. So we have created Lambda, we want to execute Lambda. So we select Lambda and the function, whatever function name we have given in the Lambda. This is EC2 automation, right? This one EC2 automation, this has been given. And then rest didn't give anything. The default latest version will be done. Additional configuration, it didn't give anything, right? It is not required. Next, this tag, if you want to tag it, then you can do it, and then you can save it. Update rule, if you have any updates, right? So then that update will also work. So let's move to the slide. Now we have seen how to start stop EC2 machine through Lambda function. Also create a scheduler where it will schedule your function, like if somebody wants, if the developers forget to stop the services, so you have scheduled a job where nightly it will schedule, stop all the services in AWS, right? So that you need not to worry about this manually start or stop your services. It will save your cost, right? So minimize your cost, because if your services are running without any use, then it will be burden on you, right? So to schedule this kind of job will save money. So always follow this best practices, so that you can save a lot of money. So this will end to our video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Also comment if you want to, if you have some doubts, queries, or any other subject you want to discuss, or you want to see some videos or learn something else. So just comment, we'll definitely come back with such videos. Thank you so much and bye.